There is a long history of Christian disciples responding to the needs of the poor and the broken. The early gospel was about the good news to the poor. Time and again over Christian history, there have been glorious examples of selfless service, of hearts touched by the love of God that has been expressed through Christian people, and people then turning to God as committed disciples of Christ as a consequence. Sadly, not all of Christian history has been like that, as we've just seen in our Bible study. And today, in a society that has become very cynical about the Christian faith, the credibility of the gospel needs to be established afresh. Somehow, in the whole way we go about being the church today, we need to make God's care for the poor and the broken very clear. The shared life of Christians in the church should enable broken and damaged people to change, grow, and develop in response to the grace and truth of the gospel. Actually, people in our society understand this aspect of the Christian faith very well. And if we're not true to it, they spot it right away. So just listen to what street pastors and night church here in Devon have been trying to do.
One of the things we're really into in night church is if people have got a vision to go and do something, we want to get behind them. So some of our team really wanted to go and do some work with the homeless, but not in a patronising way. They wanted to get alongside them, and the thing that the homeless particularly asked for was some food on a Friday night. There was a real gap there. They were hungry on a Friday night, so some of our folks negotiated with the cathedral, and went through a whole load of health and safety stuff, which is always really important. And they're out there right now serving, quality food to these guys and others. Anybody wants a burger?
This project is all about just very practically doing stuff for night church. I work for the Big Issue and I know some of the homeless guys, and I just thought it was an obvious need. There's nothing on a Friday, no hot food, so we were in an obvious position to provide it. So it's also the most basic form of church, really. It's showing literally what Jesus was talking about in the Bible a huge amount, was feeding the poor, and something that I think all Christians should do, and just thought it would be an excellent opportunity at night church to do that.
Street Pastors is all about churches coming together and working together in unity, and trying to put the parable of the Good Samaritan into operation. As Jesus said, go and do likewise. And we come down into Torquay between the hours of 10 at night and 4 in the morning.
And basically we're looking out for the vulnerable people, showing them how much we actually care, letting them see that the church is out there in action rather than just hidden behind four walls as people normally see us.
We heard about Street Pastors by receiving a brochure, and I read it and I thought, this is a good idea, I'd like to be a street pastor. But there wasn't really anybody else around that felt the same at the time. So we went a journey with the Lord, first going to see Ray and then to an all-Christian association in Torquay. And it was when we went there and spoke about Street Pastors that a couple of gentlemen picked it up. They'd already got some funding, and we just felt we got the confidence then to go ahead with it.
Well, we're primarily there to listen, care and help anybody who's on the street. We carry a bag with us which has got various things in it, such as flip-flops, thermal blankets for some of the people who, when they come out of the clubs in the early hours of the morning, are literally shivering and need something to keep them warm. We carry some very basic first aid, we carry water, and we carry various other things just to be able to see that people are safe.
When you look at the scriptures, we see a lot of the time, although Jesus went to church and ministered in church, most of his ministry was actually on the street, speaking to people, meeting needs. And that's what Street Pastors does. They go out there and meet needs of young people.